Undaba madoda qimshelele apha namhlanje Standard Bank Young Artists Awards. Welcome to the 37th edition of the Standard Bank Young Artists Awards. 37 years, yo! These awards and the festival have played such a big role in my life. I performed at the National Arts Festival for 14 years. I can still feel the cold at Makhanda, Grahamstown they used to call it, us handing out flyers and having to convince someone to please watch your show, fighting for space on the wall to put up posters, which made me the performer I am today. Just like in the real world, us as performers have to convince people to consume our content. It's not just about talent, but marketing. So I repeat, I would not be the performer I am today if it wasn't for the National Arts Festival. If you're performing to 6 people or 600 people, you give it your all. Thank you so much to the National Arts Festival. Thank you so much to everyone involved. It really means the world to me. During non-COVID times, the National Arts Festival in Makhanda is the largest art festival in Africa. And here we are. Who would have thought, still dealing with a pandemic that has crippled so many industries. The arts have obviously been hit extremely hard. And coming together as we are this evening to celebrate the 2021 winners of the Standard Bank Young Artists Awards is such an important statement of unity and intent. As artists, we're being forced to adapt.
In this time when we've had to look at virtual iteration of this genre or what other things we can explore, it's been great, and I feel like those strengths will be used again when we get to share a space once again with a live audience.
Jefferson's experience is being mirrored across the art world during this pandemic. There are no easy solutions in times like these, though artistic expression will prevail. And some of the artistic innovations that the pandemic has catalyzed will no doubt become permanent additions to the creation, performance, exhibition of art across the spectrum. And when it comes to the meaning embedded in artistic expression, difficult circumstances always lead to the creation of art that reflects the spirit of the times. So as much as these 18 months have been tough, let's keep pulling together, finding ways to create, perform, exhibit. Let's appreciate artists. I'm going to repeat that one because it's so important. Let's appreciate our artists and look forward to the powerful work that comes out of these strange days. To welcome us on behalf of Standard Bank, let's hear it from Desiree Bowe, Head of Sponsorship for Standard Bank.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is an incredible honor to be with you to celebrate the recognition and celebration of South Africa's talent across various art forms. This year marks 37 years of our sponsorship of the Standard Bank Young Artist Awards. While we have experienced great difficulties as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, we are still able to reimagine the way we work and share our work with others. This has been a period of great innovation, adaptability, where we embrace technology to create and share creativity in various forms. The past year and a half, with its limitations, created opportunity for continued creation and consumption. We applaud the 2021 Standard Bank Young Artist Award winners for continuing their exceptional work during this time. It is the high quality work that they produce that made them stand out and be noticed by the judges. They have all done phenomenal work in their fields, and it is fulfilling to see their efforts being recognized here tonight. This is just the beginning, and we look forward to seeing their work being showcased at the National Arts Festival next year. As Standard Bank, we're proud to be enablers of making dreams possible and commend you on this great achievement. These new Standard Bank Young Artist Award winners now join a legion of legends that includes the likes of William Kentridge, Peter Derkhuis, Andrew Buckland, Sam Klengetwa, Gloria Bosman, Helen Sibidi, Akin Omotoso, as well as the late Moses Molelekwa, Bonnie Njalinjali, Johnny Clegg, and Dr. Sibongile Khumalo, who are some of the artists that make up the rich Standard Bank Young Artist alumni. Over time, we've seen these awards grow in stature, providing a great opportunities for these artists to showcase their work to a national and international audience. They have created a rich legacy while providing role models for future generations to value, respect, and aspire to, while enriching and expanding the country's cultural landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to sincerely thank the National Arts Festival's Artistic Committee for their tireless work in identifying the winners each year, and to everyone in attendance tonight. As Standard Bank, we are pleased to have assisted in empowering the dreamers that are celebrated tonight. We congratulate the winners and know that they will go on to find new ways to engage, inspire, and enthrall new and established arts audiences. A good evening to you.
Thanks so much, Desiree. The Standard Bank National Arts Festival collaboration is one of the world's most significant cultural partnerships. You only have to ask the people who've experienced its effects to get the sense of the value the partnership creates.
The partnership between Standard Bank and the National Arts Festival is an extraordinary one.
They see the value of what the arts have got to offer.
It's a sponsorship that has been very, very meaningful to the arts industry and therefore to society.
It recognizes that it is investing in the future of what these artists are going to become.
I really appreciate Standard Bank for always being the advocate for the arts, the guardian angel for the arts.
It's so much appreciated amongst artists when they get the nod to say, okay, here is something just to recognize the fact that you are doing work that is really, really relevant and also impactful.
Each annual award speaks to something different that's happening to all of us. And I think the winners this year around will be part and parcel of the conversations that are happening within our greater society as well.
The bank really does invest in dreams. It invests in the future. It invests in a generational legacy, which we are lucky enough to have the experience of as the National Arts Festival for a good couple of decades, and hopefully many more decades to come.
It's about sustainability. It's ensuring that people are able to create value in the works that they produce.
It plays a very, very critical role in the creative economy. And we really are fortunate that in these challenging times, we still have the ability to continue to invest in the National Arts Festival and to partner with the National Arts Festival in delivering various forms of showcase, and especially in the last year and a half, to be able to facilitate creation and performance by the various artists, especially in a sector that has been so hard hit by the COVID-19 pandemic.
That is really the mark of an extraordinary partner, one who's able to be with you through the good and the bad, but also who sees their broader responsibility to the arts sector. So Standard Bank is a wonderful friend, an incredible partner, and of course, a major investor in the future of South African arts.
In 1984, Prince released Purple Rain, Purple Rain. Nelson Mandela saw his wife for the first time in 22 years. Archbishop Tutu was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, and the Standard Bank Young Artist Award era began. So many people with a range of skill sets pulled together to make these awards happen. The National Arts Festival is led by a CEO, Monica Newton, a wonderful woman who claims, she said it, not to have a creative bone in her body. But I refuse to agree. She forgets that administering a giant like the National Arts Festival is an art in itself.
We are so proud of both what the legacy of the Standard Bank Young Artists mean for the National Arts Festival, but also the extraordinary talent, hard work, and incredible energy and effort that the Standard Bank Young Artists bring to the festival every year. We proudly host the work of the young artists as part of the National Arts Festival program, and we are really looking forward to seeing what our 2021 cohort will bring, how they will use the opportunity of the Standard Bank Young Artist Awards to grow their artistic perspective, to reach out in new and exciting ways. And our festival team has already started working with the young artists on their plans and their projects that they will be presenting at our 2022 edition of the National Arts Festival. I would like to congratulate the young artists of 2021 and salute your extraordinary talent, hard work, the dedication that it has taken to get to this point. And we are so excited to see you, to meet you, and for you to be part of our 2022 plans. All the best for the year. We'll be talking a lot more, and I know that you will use this opportunity in every way to both be part of the legacy of this incredible awards ceremony, but also to use the opportunity to further your own dreams and, of course, inspire an entire generation of young artists who will be coming up behind you. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be part of the program.
Thank you, Monica, for your words and for all the work that you and your team do to keep the national arts flame burning bright. And with that, let's find out who's this year's first winner of the Standard Bank Young Artist Award. We're starting with the music category. This year's winner for music epitomizes everything the Standard Bank Young Artist Award stands for. In addition to her solo artistic output, she dedicates much of her time to sharing knowledge, exploring new ways of musical expression, educating university students, and collaborating with other artists in Africa and around the world. Her body of work is already substantial, and there's so much more to come. The winner of the Standard Bank Young Artist Award for Music is Cara Stacey.
I'm a musician and a composer. I started learning classical piano when I was young, and then I moved to learning a few different Southern African instruments like umhlube, uadi, makoyana, which comes from Eswatini, and then some Mbira type instruments that you play with both hands, one called nyunga nyunga and one from Uganda called budongo. My style of music is kind of a hybrid of lots of things. I've performed a lot of classical scored music and new music by myself and by other South African composers, but then also more improvised music and more experimental music, as well as studying with a lot of really important indigenous instrument players, such as Dizu Plaikis, who was one of my first teachers, and then also musicians in Eswatini who I've spent quite some time learning with. I collaborate with jazz musicians, classical musicians, pop musicians, people from a variety of different musical styles. So many other parts of the world are looking to South Africa in terms of all culture and seeing what South Africans are doing, how fresh things are here. People from other parts of the world seem to really tune into that. So this is just a massive platform for me and what I've been doing over the past couple of years. So it's really, really meaningful in that way in terms of getting your work out to lots of different people, and then also just getting responses and seeing what people think about what you've been doing. It's really an amazing opportunity. I'm so thrilled to be the Standard Bank Young Artist for Music for this coming year. I'm still in shock. Been so grateful and excited. I would love to thank my parents, my brother, my partner, Keenan Arends, my close friends, Galina Juritz, Nicola Dutoy, all the amazing musicians that I've played with and collaborated with over the years who've kind of brought me to this point. Before that, all my amazing teachers who taught me various instruments and so much about music and life, like Dizu Plaikis, the late Mkhulu Bemani Magagula in Eswatini, my very special friend Vusi Sibanze from Eswatini as well. And yeah, all the amazing people who've taught me along the way and helped me make music in different ways. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Cara. Your focus has been clear. You've developed your craft and your work has spoken for itself. All right, moving on.
Next up, the theatre category.
I've always seen theatre as a congregation, and it's, for me, the only space where people of all classes and ages and cultural groups can come together in a very common understanding and a very committed and complicit upliftment or engagement in humanity.
There's nothing quite like the visceral experience of being in a live room and sharing a live performance in real time with performers, designers, set builders, lighting, and an audience. I think the magic that is compressed into that one room and the fact that it's ephemeral, it only happens the way it's happening that way for that time and never again. It's just absolutely amazing.
And the winner is Thando Doni.
I'm a theatre maker. I act, I write, I direct theatre. My first recognition of body of work was when I did Umhlaselamana. It was my first piece which really quite took space and really recognized what Thando Doni is about. It was an all Xhosa speaking piece. There was no is, no end, no was. It was just strictly Xhosa. So for a Xhosa show to travel and to actually achieve such accolades, for me, that was like, wow, okay, I'm here. With my work, I always try and touch all the senses in a sense, so that what you can't hear, you can taste. What you can't taste, you can touch. What you can't touch, you can feel. I want to reclaim that space. I want people to feel engaged and part of that space. I want people that speak their mother language to feel comfortable, that you can get there and say, Moholo, unjani ndiphilile man, and then that becomes the language that gets spoken. It speaks to a larger crowd, a diverse crowd. It speaks to everyone, so that the theatre itself becomes a space that is holy and open for everyone. Thank you, siyabulela. Ntibamba ngazo zosibini, inkosi kakhulu. It's been a very long journey for me to get here where I am now. And of course, there's many people that I would like to thank. The performers that I've worked with over the past years, the teachers that taught me, and the faculties that I went through, places like AMEC, Arts and Media Arts Center, Magnet Theatre, the People Theatres Admin, the Baxter, and mostly I want to thank the National Arts Festival for this opportunity, and above all, I want to thank Standard Bank. Thank you so much. Thank you for creating a platform for me, and thank you for continuing to create a platform for other young artists out there. May you continue growing and growing and growing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Congratulations, Thando Doni. What a moment for you to have your growing body of work recognized on this platform. For any of you wondering how winning this award can affect an artist's career, you can stop wondering right now.
The awards have an enormous gravitas. They are recognized locally and globally as an important milestone and recognition in an artist's career.
The fact that it comes with financial support, it also comes with profile support and media campaign around it. It really does aid one to not feel like they are running the journey by themselves anymore.
The support was just so overwhelmingly beautiful.
To be a recipient of an award of this nature really opens a great deal of doors to young artists in terms of opening them up to people that may otherwise have not been looking in their direction before.
All artists need this. In fact, all humanity needs this, is they need to be seen.
I felt like I had a sense of belonging, like I was part of this really, really cool tribe of people.
You also get a certain visibility, in the profession and amongst the public, and even a visibility of yourself, because, work makes you visible to yourself.
The award is, in fact, granting to the artist or to the recipient a much more nuanced look at their work and their vocation.
Their work falls into that rare category of South Africa's greater cultural capital.
There is this cross-cultural connection, and also cross-cultural sharing of information, how things are done, how things could be done within the arts and culture landscape.
It's an acknowledgement of achievement for people sort of just hitting that 35-year-old mark and before they get into the mid-career, and sort of inciting them to continue to keep working really, really hard.
People just took me more seriously.
An award like the Standard Bank Young Artist Award kind of, I guess, allows you to have a freer and more open artistic output, I guess, not having to kind of worry about a lot of the financial backing.
It gives you a kind of a platform to stretch your wings.
I was able to ask myself more deeper questions as to what kind of work do I want to do.
An award that comes with the opportunity to do a production is a really valuable award.
And that support is always so sought after, particularly for people who are operating usually out of their own pockets or out of their own ingenuity.
The artists who do receive this award, they go on to achieve much, much greater things. I mean, they broaden themselves into an international market.
It's a big step for anyone in their career.
It encourages these artists to kind of reach out and become examples of excellence within our communities.
We expect our young artists to be working with us, to be creating exciting new work. And of course, the National Arts Festival is another space where this work will reach out to audiences to inspire, sometimes shock, sometimes horrify, and always express what is happening in the artistic field of any given year.
When possible, Standard Bank continues to provide artists with a platform after they've become winners to promote their work and to reinforce Standard Bank's role in their artistic development. As part of their prize, Standard Bank gives winners the opportunity and backing to direct, perform, or exhibit at the National Arts Festival. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the 2020 winners were invited to showcase their work at the National Arts Festival this year, and the 2021 winners will be invited to present their work at the National Arts Festival 2022. We already know that Cara Stacey and Tando Doni will be receiving their invitation. Let's find out who's going to be joining them next.
It is the kind of art form that you can love, that you can hate, that you can despise.
Whether you're doing African dance, whether you're doing Western dance forms like ballet, like contemporary dance, within it, there is a language.
I love the respect that I have for it.
Some dance can be very, very abstract, where there isn't necessarily any meaning, but then you try to abstract it in such a way that the people watching you then create their own meaning.
There's so many dimensions within it. It can be such a huge battle itself.
It's all about technique, learning the language of dance, and then having a deep and thorough understanding so that once you are on stage, there is meaning and there's also intention.
You win in terms of the kind of discipline that you inherit with the art form. And it's the kind of discipline that you actually pay forward in your own life.
And the winner is Christy Lee Gresser.
I am a professional dancer and choreographer. Have been dancing since 4 years old. I would best describe the quality of my work as being rebellious, bold, shocking, and hopefully fearless. Sometimes the work is gentle, and that's all it's needed to be, is a moment of healing. There's a lot to heal from. We've had a traumatic history. Sometimes the work is called to rally people together, to open up that window of conversation, to talk about the tough topics. Healing I hope is at the core of it. The first full body of work that I created where I got a huge amount of recognition for was my piece called Sullied, which I took to the National Arts Festival in 2018. I actually went on to win a Standard Bank Gold Ovation Award for that work, which was beyond exciting. From there, it was just a door that burst wide open. My career just blossomed, and it's been amazing. Receiving this award means to me an even bigger adventure.
Firstly, I would like to say a big thank you to Standard Bank and the National Arts Festival for this incredible opportunity. Secondly, I'd like to thank all my friends and family, especially my mother and my father, who have been a pillar of strength and support throughout the years. Thirdly, I'd like to thank all my teachers and mentors. Some of those include Leanne Lutz, Norma Wood, and Amanda Bayford. You have all helped to grow and nurture not only the dancer that I am, but also the artist. Next, I'd like to thank Majamila Motlung, my business partner and mentor. You have been a soundboard for all my wondrous and crazy ideas. Lastly, I would like to say thank you to all the local and international dance companies, arts institutions, festivals, dancers, choreographers, and artists. You have all contributed to not only the person that I am, but also the creative. Thank you, and I love you all.
Well done, Christy Lee. I know how much you deserve the award because I know how much goes into selecting the winners.
We keep an eye out. We're essentially spotting throughout the year using our artistic committee and, of course, our incredible artistic team.
We'll look at past work, we'll look at current influences, we'll look at where your work sits in the zeitgeist of the moment, we look at the impact your work is having, and we also look to see what sort of potential your work will have going through the rest of your career.
Slowly but surely, the process evolves through a series of very robust conversations and reviews of work, until such time as the recommendations are made as to a final group of Standard Bank Young Artists. So it is a very organic process. It's entirely vested in what our committee and the extraordinary talent that is on the committee is able to identify as interesting, as exciting, as seeing an artist ready for the next step into the domain of the Standard Bank Young Artists, which is an extraordinary amount of attention because of the high profile of the awards, but also where they are in their career and how the awards will really pave the way to bigger and brighter and better things.
Each annual award, speaks to something different that's happening to all of us. And I think the winners this year around will be part and parcel of the conversations that are happening within our greater society as well.
It is quite different to how a lot of other awards ceremonies work, but certainly on the basis of the track record of the Standard Bank Young Artists, these are the ones to watch.
No application process, no lobbying, no politics, just art, being recognized and rewarded by professionals in the know. In the 37 years that Standard Bank has partnered with the National Arts Festival, over 150 artists have been recognized through the Standard Bank Young Artists Award program. The three newest members of the Standard Bank Young Artists Award family are Cara Stacey in the music category, Tando Doni in the theatre category, and Christy Lee Gressa for dance.
Next up, we have the visual arts category.
The winner of the Standard Bank Young Artist Award for Visual Art has been making international waves for years already. She combines performance, photography, sculpture, and installations to explore themes of womanhood, spirituality, race, gender, sex, and history. Her artistic expressions deal with difficult subjects without shying away from their complexities. If you're interested in work that triggers big questions, this is an artist to keep a very close eye on. The 2021 Standard Bank Young Artist winner for visual art is Buhlebezwe Siwani.
I am a visual and performance artist. I believe every artist has a way in which they communicate. Mine just happens to start in my head. I try to communicate with the heart. I try to communicate with your spirit, with your ancestors. I try to touch something that's deep down inside of you. If there's no emotion that's felt from what you're seeing, then I haven't made an impact. I'm not communicating the message clearly enough. And if I were to believe I've made a contribution, it would have to be that we can now negotiate our future by thinking through the past. How do we negotiate our own spaces in spaces that weren't made for us? I was brought on this earth to use visuals as a device to start thinking about how we can heal, how we can move forward, and think about history in ways in which, we no longer get angry. There's so many wonderful and amazing artists who have won prior to me, that to be a part of this long list of laureates is really amazing. I am honored and grateful. Thank you.
I would like to thank Standard Bank, first of all, for awarding me the prize. Secondly, I would like to thank my grandmother, my mother, my father, and Amadlozi, because essentially this is why I make the work that I make. Thank you so much to my community of people, my friends and family who have not stopped believing in the work that I do, who have supported me, who have carried me, even when it has not been easy, even when I had doubts myself. But, the work that I make is not for myself. It is for us as a people to remember who we are, why we do what we do. And it is so that we can come back to self. So thank you so much for the award. It means the world to me. And thank you to all the people who have walked this journey with me.
As a first step in the commitment to providing a platform for professional exposure to the winners, it's long been Standard Bank's policy to buy an artwork by the visual arts winner for its world-renowned art collection. Standard Bank also commissions music, dance and performance winners to perform at corporate functions and public events across South Africa and internationally, which will most likely be of interest to our next winner.
Next up, the jazz category. What drew me to jazz specifically was the freedom within the sound, within the music.
It's like being able to speak a language, but we all speak a language in a different way. We all have a different way of speaking English.
You have so many possibilities to take the music in any direction.
Everyone's got their own way of speaking jazz.
The music allows for you to explore all these possibilities.
Go play, you know the rules, now break them.
Jazz as a genre is so vast, and I know a lot of people have such strong opinions on what they think it is. And in my opinion, all these opinions are valid.
And you got to listen so you can respond, and so that you can maybe bring another kind of color to that canvas that's happening. Because it's really like people are painting at the same time.
And the winner is Vuma Levine.
I'm a musician, music teacher, jazz guitar player, composer from Johannesburg, South Africa. The way that I try to communicate with my work is to try and re-engage with that feeling that I had as a music listener when I was a child. The sense that I was really listening to music and it was accessing some part of my being that helped me to connect to a more deeper and essential sense of myself, and in doing so resonating with something that was larger than myself. And this affective quality of music is something that I try to capture and convey to the listener. Aside from that, I take very, very seriously the technical, aesthetic, as well as ideological implications of my music. The aesthetic and technical aims of the work are to try and reconceptualize the boundaries of South African jazz, what South African jazz can be, what South African jazz means, sonically as well as conceptually, and to try and reposition it within the auspice or under the auspices of some kind of South African art music. I started my professional journey in music and in jazz music in particular at the Grahamstown National Youth Jazz Festival. That particular year, the young artist was performing. I saw him perform and I thought to myself that one day I'd like to be that same young artist. I get to be that person that I saw performing on stage. And hopefully going forward, I can inspire other young musicians and younger artists. Thank you so much to, first of all, everyone who's involved at the Standard Bank Young Artist Awards. It's been a lifelong dream of mine to receive this award, and it's truly an honor and a privilege to join a long line of artists who I've admired, whose work I've admired, who I've looked up to. And hopefully I can be one of those artists that inspires younger generations to come. I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful for the continued support by Standard Bank of this initiative and of the arts in South Africa in general. I'd also like to, on a more personal level, thank my family. They believed in me from day one, despite the fact that music as an occupation is an incredibly precarious one. And I really could have done a whole host of other things, but I chose to take the harder but ultimately more self-fulfilling path. Nonetheless, they stuck by me. They had patience, they showed love, they showed support, and they were there for me every single step of the way. So I would like to thank them as well. I would like to thank all my friends. And finally, I would like to thank all of my teachers and all of the professionals that I've worked with over the years. It's strange to receive an award as an individual in the world of jazz, because so much of what we do is really constructed with a collective spirit and through collective cooperation. And so without the assistance of these teachers and mentors, but also my fellow band members throughout the years and musicians throughout the years, it would have been really, really impossible for me to produce any kind of substantive work. So this award is really more about them than it is about me. So I'd like to thank them as well. Thank you to everyone. And anyone that I'm forgetting, thank you so very, very much.
Vuma Levine, take a bow. You've come a long way. You've been recognized, and we're all looking forward to seeing you fly even higher. As we all know, making it in the art world isn't easy, and the idea of being an overnight success is a big myth. And yet, what a rewarding thing it is to build a career as an artist. If you're a youngster, or any age for that matter, and you're looking for some advice about how to make a success of an artistic career, this one's for you.
The real core is to continue making work, continue exploring different ways of making work, continue exploring working with different people, finding yourself in different rooms, different collaborations, experimenting with genre, being curious about new ways of expression, being curious about modern ways of expression, what the young people are doing, what your peers are doing, what older people are doing.
You're a bit deluded if you think that talent is going to get you where you need to be.
It's not an easy journey.
Don't ever wait for funding to tell a story, because then you'll never tell your story, especially when you're young.
It's having that clear vision at the beginning to say that, okay, I want to pursue a career within the creative industries because I've got the passion to do it, I've got the talent to do it, and more importantly, you've got the will to do it.
You don't ever want to be standing still.
Be the master of your craft day in and day out.
No matter how you do it, start working.
Let the work speak for itself, because there's always someone watching and appreciating and understanding.
If you do what you're doing to the best of your ability and your excellence, you will get seen.
When you've got a good story and when you start working, eventually funding comes towards you. But when you sit with the proposal, talking about how fabulous it could be, nothing comes towards you.
When you have passion for what you do, it never feels like you're working.
You need to run yourself very much like a business at how you approach things and kind of do a lot of kind of SWOT analysis of your skill set.
There is no substitute for hard work. And there's something incredibly beautiful about surrendering to a bit of a regime.
Pursue the making of the art. And that pursuit, if it's thorough and considered and you are executing the things that accompany it, be it accolades, be it support, be it admiration from loyals, all those things are part and parcel of the core principle, which is to continue making art.
Be clear in why you want to do it and how it's going to impact the people that you will be creating and producing that artwork for.
What makes you original? What makes you different? You know, that is the thing that you got to really hold on to.
You've got to be your own competition.
It's about making art that means something and not just making art for art's sake.
Be clear in your vision. Be focused.
Be kind.
It doesn't matter what's going on around you. You've got to quieten everything down and let the work speak for itself.
Support others, because we really are growing a beautiful family of artists.
Don't make winning awards your mission as an artist.
You've got to be so critical of yourself, but in a very healthy and very mindful way.
There are many times when you're going to be faced with being popular, perhaps, rather than believing in your own artistic vision. And I would hope that what guides you through is the artistic vision that you have. And that is certainly the defining feature of all of the Standard Bank Young Artists over the decades. And so I think they are extraordinary examples to learn from.
If you feel the call inside, follow it. Adapting to the online space during the pandemic has been monumental and a vital task that is keeping the flag flying high until we return to Makhanda. And we will return. And now, the final category for the Standard Bank Young Artist Award 2021, the Performance Arts category. This year's winner in the Performance Art category is a performance artist, a live artist, scenographer, and artist educator. His work spans the worlds of theatre, visual arts, and contemporary performance. Sometimes shocking, often overflowing with strange, magical beauty, and always laced with meaning. His work is challenging, subversive, and inspiring, which makes him a most fitting winner of the Standard Bank Young Artist Award for Performance Art. And the winner is Gavin Cruston.
As confrontational as my work is, or shocking as it can be, I do think there's a great sense of irreverence and silliness in my work, often underscored by a sense of cynicism. However, I do think my tongue is firmly planted in my cheek for many of the works that I do. I hope as an artist that I have added to creating a space for confrontation, for debate, for dissension, and a lack of consensus. I think we are often too judgmental of what is beautiful and what is ugly. And I think if we look really hard, we can find a lot of beauty in the ugliness, and we can also unveil how ugly beautiful things can be. I hope that my practice has somehow added to the visibility of the beautiful dynamic of our queer community in South Africa. Working as a curator, as an educator, and as an artist who works collaboratively, I'm sincerely hoping that this award will help elevate those careers and artists and communities that I work with. It's a bucket list event completed, and I'm so deeply grateful. It's years of hard work, dedication, and sacrifice acknowledged and validated. Thank you so very much for this award, and my heartfelt congratulations to all of the celebrated artists here tonight. My deep and sincere gratitude and appreciation to Standard Bank and the National Arts Festival for this prestigious honor. Thank you for your commitment to the arts in South Africa. Winning this award, the Standard Bank Young Artist Award for Performance Art, is a profound milestone in my career, and I'm indeed truly grateful for this acknowledgement. I would like to use this opportunity to thank those who have journeyed along with me. Despite what the posters or the marketing and publicity may say, there's no such thing as a soloist or a solo artist. So my deep thanks for the support from my mom and dad, my parents and their respective partners. Thank you to my grandparents and my aunt who are celebrating from another realm tonight. Thank you to my family, all of my family friends, and the friends that become family, for your consistent support. Thank you for always encouraging a sense of curiosity and play in me. My fiancé, my soulmate, my dramaturg, Alan, thank you for being you. Without a doubt, part of this award is yours tonight. So thank you, and thank you to my mom, Lynn, for your unwavering support, your guidance, and your acumen. Thank you for the sacrifices that you have made so that I can create art. Thank you for taking the often difficult journey with me. I'm fortunate enough to have a very small but tight-knit group of friends. We chose each other as family. So thank you all for your love, your patience, your advice. Thank you for your celebration, but also thank you for your criticality, and thank you for the hard talks. There's a whole constellation of people I need to thank. Thank you to the lecturers, teachers, and mentors that I've had throughout my life. Thank you to my colleagues. Thank you to the technicians and publicists and art administrators and artists and producers and curators and programmers and journalists and photographers and funding bodies that I have the privilege of working with every day. Thank you. Thank you to the audience, of course. Thank you for your energy and for your presence. I'm indeed incredibly honored with this prestigious award. So thank you all so much for your input, for your output, and for staying put. I'm indeed truly grateful.
The 2021 winners of the Standard Bank Young Artist Awards are Cara Stacey for music, Tando Doni for theatre, Christy Lee Gressa for dance, Buhlebezi Siwani for visual arts, Vuma Levine for jazz music, and Gavin Creston for performance arts. Take a bow, all of you. Congratulations again to the newest members of the Standard Bank Young Artists Award Tribe. Thanks to Standard Bank, thanks to the National Arts Festival, and thanks to all of you for tuning in. Good night, we'll see you soon.